What's going on, team? Guess who is back? Yes, Money Mitch is back and ready to get us back and tuned in with the market. I know I missed on Thursday and Friday, so I'm just trying to bounce back in, not going too crazy. We'll explain what has happened in the last week in the SPY, what stock industry I'm looking at next, and why basic materials have been the best trade of the year. It's been a monster. Find out right here on Money Mitch. Hit the like, guys. Let's get it started.
It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch.
What's going on, team? It's good to see you guys in the chat. Richard, Dylan, of course, the blind trader in the house. What's going on out there? Aaron, Brian. Hey, well, it's good to have you guys out there. Daryl, it's time to enjoy it. Let's get to the stocks. What are you guys seeing out there? Let's talk about first, of course, the overall market and kind of what's happening recently. I mean, everyone's starting to get preparations for further slowdown of that growth and, of course, more persistent inflation. The one thing I've been saying, I don't see it going away. All these handcuffs are going to make it really, really tight on the Feds to even increase interest rates. I mean, we possibly could hear next week when they have their meeting that they don't raise interest rates. I'm actually starting to weigh that in a little bit. So, I mean, and let's just be honest, if they don't do anything, inflation's going to just keep going. But I mean, with the war environment that's going on right now, inflation already had taken off. Now let's see what happens to the market. And it's not looking good here in the SPY. Why? Because we're getting close to potentially doing a death cross here. Let's take a look here at the overall market here. Here's the SPY. And I know that these lines are a little bit confusing, so I'm going to try my best to kind of just describe it here. So I talked about this before I left, that this pop that we had looked very similar pops. And so when we got that pop last time, we got to the resistance, eventually turning around from that breakout and coming back down, dead cat bounce. We asked if this was a dead cat bounce when we got this pop into the 440s. As you guys can see, yet on it was on Thursday or Wednesday where we kind of went towards that, close underneath that. Then Thursday, we go above that to 441. But where do we close? We close at 435 underneath that 438. And now I see us coming right back down. Very similar pattern that happened here. It actually held resistance on any bounce back and just got driven down there to the lows and could potentially take out the 24th low there. And look at the moving averages, 50 getting really close to the 200-day, almost giving us the death cross look. We got to be careful in this market. It is not looking good right now. I saw 23% of stocks in bullish territory and getting worse. Let's take a look at some of the market leaders. I mean, take a look at Apple. Look at this has really turned around from getting towards that 170. I've talked about how important it was for it to get back above 170. I'd be bullish above it. Really hard knockdown from the 168s. Coming back down to that low there of the 24th, you could see a breakdown of that level. Tesla doing the same. Dead cat bounce. Look, flushing down today. Looking like it wants to come right back down to those 760s. Even could take out that Thursday 24 candle. So just be careful. There's a lot turning around. Yes, Mitch is back in the house. Let's get it. Let's go. MZ Trades in the house. How we doing out there? All right, starting to like alternative energy a lot. Not a bad one to take a look at. Miss Whitehorse is in the house. Good to have you. The Ghost CCL daily chart. Yeah, man. Holy crap. These airlines, cruise lines, and reopening trade overall just flipping around on us, guys. Flipping around on us. And a lot of it with oil. So this is why we always got to be really in tune with the market. I'm glad I didn't have any of those reopening swing trades on there, getting out of that Airbnb with a tough loss, but can't be mad. I wanted Airbnb to get, back towards that gain that we got. We got a 10% gain. Now we have a 5% loss in it. Can't be mad about Airbnb. Going to keep watching to see where the trades are going. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Where are the trades going and where can we look? So today, new sector really getting hot, I'm going to call it. Yeah, I think today was that kind of move where you really started seeing the continuation. This had been going down and we were looking at it when we were right here around the 28th and the 1st, but really taking off last week and going into this week. Let's take a look at some of these names. You can take a look at NEE, Nextera Energy. I was talking about this one right here on February 4th. Now it's starting to come back through those levels, and there was a big resistance that had just popped through, that 78.84. Today holding that pullback, coming towards a low of 79.01, and that's the kind of level that I would be kind of watching. If we can get pullbacks to the 200-day EMA or maybe about half of this, so let's say a pullback towards 83s, I'm going to be looking at NEE, Nextera Energy. Duke also taking off, guys. This is one of my favorite ones. We had fought to get above these levels. Now we just broke out through it. Look how today you get that pullback right to that trend line. I hope that someone was able to nail that Duke. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. Ton of people leaving the market since they know it's rigged. I'm just waiting to see how this plays out. Hey, man, it's not always going to be one way. The market loves kind of shaking people. Let's just say there's a quote that I'll give it to Dennis Dick. He really showed me it, and I love it. It's just, think about it. The market loves to hurt where it can hurt the most. A lot of what I'm seeing out there, and you tell me if you're not seeing the same thing. What I'm seeing is extreme optimism every time we go up. To me, that shows late inning bull market going into bear market. Why? Because everybody wants to just jump on the up move. And they're always a little bit like, oh, no, this is just a buy the pullback moment. The extreme optimism for the high move up. Shaking out those paper hands, that it happens, All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at some other ones here. Got some ones that keep an eye out for. So look at CWCO. It's actually a water play, guys, that got hot today. Keep an eye out on this one. I'm going to keep watching this one. Of course, we're in utilities, but looking at regulated water. I do like this one because it started making a move back up. You do have a nice monthly that you turned around here at the 979. So you could look for pullbacks maybe towards this 1034 mark. But I do like that bullish engulfing look. We're going to put a square on it and expect it to make its way. We're going to look for a profit up here towards 14s. That would be the look towards the top. Of course, like always, guys, make your own risk analysis in your investment decisions. But I'm going to be looking for this one to come back up there towards the resistance. That's a move up there towards 14. Even where it is right now, that could be a 30% move. That's CWCO. Another candle to point out is this candle that had a lot of volume. Let it get back above that 1276, and that's where you should see some volume come in and step up. All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat out there. Don't play that stuff, Solera Australia. You won't think it's rigged. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. Let's keep going. Let's get into other areas to take a look at. So one area to watch today that I did see move is solar. Solar is one that I'm kind of interested. Do we start getting a lift in these names? I know that they've kind of bounced and started looking like they want to come back. If you take a look here at the weekly, you can see how you're trying to come back. But the question is, do they continue to run? Stocks like today, SPI, SunW. You could take a look at iSun, even SOL, a cheaper name. Really trying to get off the lows there. I'm going to keep a watch on these solar names. I'm not necessarily saying that solar is going to go to the moon, but I do want to put you guys on it on your radar. Keep an eye on these, especially a leader like ENPH. Today it was red. Look for tomorrow for it to make a bullish engulfing candle up there towards 190s. We'll see what happens in ENPH and if solar can start making moves with the rest of energy. All right, let's keep going. What else is being mentioned out there? You guys throw in the chat if you guys got one you guys want to take a look at. All right, so Iris Solar plays. Let's go into a mover of the day today. APPH, interesting one here. Farm products really starting to take off. Look at this 77% move, guys, in about 3 days there for APPH. I do think this has to do with a little bit of a short squeeze, but could this continue? I think it could. So one of the things I'm looking for is other plays in that farm products kind of a play. If you take a look here at the industry index here, you can see that we've really starting to push. What is another one that you can take a look at? You can take a look at Benson Hill, BHIL. I would definitely keep this one on watch. You could see this one, it did bounce here and started getting strong. I do think if you continue to see the strength in farm products, I'm going to be watching for this one to maybe make pullbacks towards 1340 or 1350s, but look for it to take out this high on Wednesday the 2nd, and we'll see if it can take that out. That's going to be a move past 369 tomorrow, and we'll send an alert there and see what happens on Benson Hill. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it running here. Let's look into some of these oil names that we're moving today, and energy names. So a lot of these had like maybe short squeezes, so you got to be a little bit careful. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at them, but look at GBR here. GBR is an interesting one, running into some resistance now. But if you can see, if we could hold $5 on maybe pullbacks tomorrow, maybe even to 490s and get back above the 519 level, I'd be looking for that to kind of push towards 6 and see if we can take out the high. You can see here this resistance just coming into play right above it. Today we shook right around the 625s, and we're already down there towards 520s. What are some other ones you can keep on watch? Of course, a Zach Morris specialty here, the CEI. I know that a lot of people have traded this one. Be careful, guys. This could be a pump and dump kind of stock, but I just want to warn you guys and at least put you guys to these stocks. One of the things I don't do is kind of not bring these stocks up because I want you guys to take a look at them. It's okay, but just always understand your risk in these and that they could be those pumps and dumps. All right, let's keep going. What are some other ones to take a look at? 9 here. This is one that I've never traded before, but it was moving with the stocks today, and you can see here a nice rounding kind of cup and handle pattern. We're going to look for it to come back and hold, make sure it holds around 279, and then takes out this high here, which is the 420. We'll see if 9 can get moving and get back up there. This is one I definitely keep on radar. NINE, 9. All right, let's go to USEG, U.S. Energy Corp. Another one, cup and handle type of pattern. Look for it to come back and play into closer towards 538s or 560s on these pullbacks. Take out 7. We'll see if this can take it out tomorrow. That's USEG. IMPP, of course, taking off there. That one's been a rocket lately. This one could have a big pullback tomorrow as it's made a huge run. And then HUSA is another one that I'd give out. And look at this one, really pushing, really getting a lift today. And we'll see if this one can continue making moves, as it's already ran about 157%. So just be careful there. This has been an absolute monster. All right, catching up with the chat. What's going on out there? 9 earnings. There you go. Take a look at that one. SPY to 400. Oof, we'll see if that happens. All right, can you take a look at EV? Yeah, I got you. I'll take a look at EV. Do you have a specific ticker you want to take a look at EV, or just the industry overall? All right, looking at Roblox, Snap, and Lucid, how low could they go if the market crashes? Well, those are 3 stocks that I think could go much lower. Roblox, the reason why, I just think that, it's a metaverse type of play. Doesn't really have anything new coming out for it. No catalyst that I could see coming. I could see this one coming down there towards $30, and it's one that I personally would stay away. I like Unity if it can get down there towards, let's say, $50, but this is still even one that I would stay away from right now until it gets to a cheaper valuation. Lucid is definitely scary. It's rejecting to get back above 24. If I don't see it get back above 24 tomorrow, I think it could take out the lows of 22, get back closer towards 15 and 10. You never know where Lucid can go. I know that a lot of people are big dreamers out there on Lucid, but if you can really take a look, the last drive that we had Yeah, we drove on up where we've already pulled back that whole drive on up. We'll see if Lucid can catch support. All right, let's keep going in here and see what other stocks are moving. I do got some REITs that you could potentially be looking for some short plays. So let's go through that. That's going to be PLD here. Look at this one. This is potentially a short, guys. So I'm looking for this to be like a dead cat bounce. You see how you had the support here. It comes back in and plays a resistance when you first break it down. Now you're going back and playing it as resistance. You can see you got a slight close up there, and you rejected to get above the 150.86 level today, getting up there past to 151.24, but then closing below that. So as long as it closes below 150s tomorrow, I think this could come back and take out 140s on the downside. So I'll be looking for this one, and this is a REIT type of play. So just be careful out there. CCI is another one, Crown Castle, bouncing up there towards the 180. Rejection to get above that today. We'll see if it gets past that tomorrow. If not, I can see this one coming back down towards, say, 165 or 160s. These are just short opportunities. I'm looking at REITs, and I just don't see them as strong right now as I mean, some people are taking a look at it. But if you take a look here at the industry index, and you could see this bearish. This looks as bearish as it gets to me, and you can see how you really just pop back here. But if it takes out towards here, it could come back down towards this, and I do think that some others could kind of follow it. So I'm looking for some shorts on some REITs. We'll see what happens on those. But just kind of mention, I mean, housing is not in favor right now. Look at Zillow. Look at Open. Really out of favor. Even OPAD, that is a cheap stock, down, moving down even after this pop. We'll see what happens in the housing market, but I just don't like these. I think they're more kind of shorts to keep playing. And for that case, I mean, I think even Rocket's a short here, guys. This stock has been trying to get back up, and it has just been a dog. Absolute dog. I don't like it here one bit. All right, let's keep going, guys. What is moving on up and what could get a lift? I'll give you guys a gold play that is lagging here. AGI went through the $8 today. We'll see if this can continue making moves. If you take a look here on the monthly candle, I do like this setup. Take a look at the monthly. You had a turnaround there at 7. Maybe you get a pullback towards 782 tomorrow, but I will be looking for this one to get back above, hold 8s. Hold the pullback on 777 and get through there up towards the next resistance. Up there is $9. This is the laggard in the gold trade, and gold has been continued to make moves. If you take a look here, it's made this move on up here, and we were looking at this ever since this lift off the bottom here, which was February 7th. Look at the index go. The index itself is up 20%, and we're going to continue to watch some of these gold trades move. AU, one that I should have kept holding, maybe sold it a little bit early, and that's what happens sometimes. Got to stay with the trend. Maybe use a moving average to help myself on those. But AU, beautiful trade, 40% winner on that. GOLD continued to make that move on up there today. We've been watching this one all the way since back here. Look at this one, really started push since the 7th and has continued to make moves. On GOLD, it's been about, let's say, a 30% move. So you could continue to see these move on up. Another one that we've been looking at is NUE, steel play. No, let me look at my gold play, NEE. NEM. There you go. New mount. This is the one I wanted to bring up because this one really has been the best one. Look at this chart. This is as strong as it gets. A nice winner. And this is the highest capitalization one in gold. So definitely moving the industry overall. All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat. What's going on out there? I see a lot of people mentioning questions, and we'll see what's happening. All right, Microvast being called out there. I'll take a look at that. Microvast getting a pop off the bottom there. We'll look for this pullback to hold tomorrow. Let it try to take out this like 736. And if it can hold 7 on these pullbacks, I'll be looking for this one to maybe take out 8 tomorrow. That's not a bad look. Let's take an alert on this 736. If we can get through it on the downside, I'm going to watch to see if it curves at that 7. All right, Pola Polar definitely taking off. The Polar Power, guys, taking off there from a low of 280 up to a high of 455. We'll see if this one kind of retraces. I would look for retraces closer to 350, but always make your own investment decisions. Let's keep rolling, guys. We got about 10 minutes left here. If you guys got a stock, keep throwing them in the chat. All right, one that is kind of moving also, Platinum Group here, guys, PLG here. This is one that I'd put on your radar. We've been watching this one. We just got back through the level of $2. I'd keep this one on watch. The 200-day right above it could make a move towards 3, and that's already a 17% move. So Platinum Group Metals, look at all the volume that came in it today. Could pull back also towards this 225 area, but I'd keep this one on my radar. Another one also is Nexta. NEXA. Look at this chart. Daily chart looking great above that 9. Now really trying to come above 10 and take that out. We'll see if this one can continue to run. Maybe come back here towards the high of 12s. That would be a nice move there. About a 20% move from where we are, and a good day there in NEXA. The one thing I will say about this one is look at the volume. It is lower, so just be careful. Don't want to see anyone get caught. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of these. Looks like some oil names being mentioned there. The Oxy. Oxy's really been taking off there, got through the 60s. We'll see if oil can continue to run. MRO has been trading in a range. These pullbacks were a great opportunity. On the 25th of February, we had a good pullback there outside of the channel there on MRO. We were looking for a move back on up. And that's exactly what we got today, back there through the 25.39s. We'll see if this can continue to move. With this being said, of course, take a look at that Gush. Gush has continued to take off through that resistance and continue to push with oil overall. All right, time to catch up with some other ones mentioned in the chat. FBX. FedEx is a good outlook on the overall economy sometimes. And you can see right here, FedEx turning around. And it looks like it looks like it's going to take out those lows, guys. Looks like it's just gotten through that 200-day and now in bearish territory on the weekly. Let's take a look at the daily. Did the daily do a def cross? Looks like they got the def cross all the way up here at the 280s. That's why you got to be careful with those. So until the 50 gets back above the 200-day, I wouldn't touch FedEx. We'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at some other ones. Potential short with oil going on up. Yeah, good job, Sanch. I like that comment. That's a really good comment. Oil going on up, deliveries, costs going on up. That's what I'm talking about. That is a bonus right there. That's what I like to hear, man. All right, OP, what do you think? Nice volume, says Kurt. I'll take a look at it. Smash the like, guys. Looks like we got over 163 people watching here. We've been gaining as we keep going on up. Looks like I only see 37 likes. Come on, guys. I'm going through the stocks. Let's do this. Okay, OP. Let's take a look. Ocean Pal. Looks like you're looking at a shipping, and dare I say, I don't want to be that kind of person, but this looks like a pump, Kurt. Especially when you get volume to come from what it's doing right now. It went from about only trading 651,000 shares, then it doubled, then it went to the same about 3.4 to 3.7 million shares. Then it multiplied that by 4 or 5, almost getting up there to 15 million shares. And now you're trading 117 million shares. The float is just probably getting turned around on this one, and it's definitely squeezing. The question is, where could you run into resistance? I'm thinking somewhere near that $2, but this is going to be an absolute monster that is moving up and down. Be careful with the volatility and always determine your own risk assessment. I'd be careful with this one. OP, definitely taking off, and definitely looking to me like a squeeze there. All right, looks like another one. Mike asking about the Costco. Let's take a look at that one. How's it doing? It's setting on up there, trying to get back through the 528s. I think you really watch this tomorrow because a breakdown of 520s, you could get a move right back towards 500. So I'd be looking for a move back above the 530s, getting closer towards the 540s. It doesn't have to take out today's high, which was 545, but I wouldn't want to see it take out that low of today, which is 519. It could come back down there to 500. All right, let's keep going. Let's get after it. What other ones are being mentioned in the chat, and what do you guys think is going to keep moving? All right, so one of the areas that I'm looking at to see if we could also look for potentially maybe some longs or something like that. I mean, it's tough to trade longs in here. Let's take a look at the SQQ. This is one that's really starting to take on off and has a resistance that we're going through. The rule of three coming into play here. As you can see, 1 up move, 2 up move, 3 up move. Now we're going to look for a small pullback closer towards this 45.60s, maybe even closer towards this 45.06. Nothing below that 45, and then see if we can take out 55 or even this high here, 52.87. Should I be playing SPY or UVXY right now? Honestly, it's always up to you, but determine what you do better at. Also, if you've never traded UVXY, it might be a little bit more difficult than I would say the SPY because you got less of that move. But like always, determine your own risk assessment. Let's go to it. SHDBC being mentioned. Yeah, you got the pro short here. Same kind of chart, right? Same kind of chart. Rule of three. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll look for the pullbacks. Make sure that those are holding. I would use this resistance. So you're looking at that 1497 holding. Make sure that if you see that hold and 15 hold on SH, still looking bullish to me. And that would actually be a negative towards the market. Looks like I didn't put the screen on up there. So SH, this looks like it's going to push on up. And to me, that shows that the S&P is pointing closer towards a downside breakdown. DKS, can that squeeze? I'm actually really bearish on this chart. This looks like a dead cat bounce if I've ever seen one. When a stock comes down like this, bounces on up there, rejects really fast, then breaks through that support. Yeah, this is one that I think could come down through the 90s or the 80s. And in an inflationary environment, consumer money going down, I think you're going to start seeing specialty retail, especially specialty retail, really start seeing a downturn. And look at this index here. So you don't think I'm crazy. So you don't think I'm just trying to pick on DKS, OJ. Look at this. This is just the index overall for specialty retail. And look how you've been behaving here once you broke through the lows. You went down through the lows, you popped on up, now you just broke on through, and you actually got more volume. Also, my indicators, what are they showing? Okay, look, you get a breakdown here, right? And then it comes back here. You're expecting this to cross back on over, get on up there towards this area, and what do you see? Rejection showing you weakness. And look how the continued weakness gets further from the yellow, showing you that it is trying to take out that low. And you're right there. You could take out this low, this 11,293, and boom, you could see further downside in specialty retail. All right, last one I'm going to do for today is KTOS. I had a long day, but I'm going to go ahead and finish on up. Please smash that like. Let's see if we get to 100 likes today, at least, so that we can get this to other viewers. Hit the share button also. So let everybody know that, hey, I do this every single day at 4:30. Let's keep it going. All right, KTOS. Let's take a look. Defense stock looks like it held that 1926 pullback. I do like the 9 EMA right behind it. Now it's trying to come towards the 200. That's what I would want to see taken out, is at 2221s. And then from there, I'd be holding closer towards 20. But it does look like a little bit of a U pattern there. And it is trying to come towards the next high. Next high, I have a move towards 23. We'll see if it gets on up there. KTOS, not a bad move. Indicators pointing to the upside. Volatility pointing to the upside. Does look good there in KTOS. Just be careful because you could get a pullback into that 20 area. All right, guys. This guy's market open streams are real good. Hey, Jay, I'm hoping you enjoying them. And that's live trading with Benzinga. If you guys haven't seen those before, I'll be back on there tomorrow getting ready to trade. And like always, guys, let's keep fighting in the market. We never know which way this is going to turn around. One day we could see turnaround news on Russia. One day we could see turnaround news on the Fed, right? Fed meeting is next week, guys. So definitely pay attention to news that you hear about the Fed. The 16th is that meeting. So I'm not going crazy right now, but putting it on your radar, just having that flag out there that maybe we get a change in sentiment, right? I mean, it could always change with the continued down move that's happening because of what's going on in the situation and Russia, Ukraine. We'll see what happens. Like always, stick right here on Benzinga. Smash the thumbs on up. Let me know in the comments if you guys got an area that you guys think is going to take off. Like always, that's what we do here. We touched today. We touched, of course, what has happened in the SPY the last week, what stock industry I'm looking for next, and why basic materials have been the best trade. I mean, just look at gold and you'll take a look. It's been an absolute monster, whether it was gold or last week, steel. Steel was our biggest trade. We were looking at those names, and yeah, they took a pullback today, but look for a continuation move. Let's say in X, holding 29.33s on pullbacks, coming back for a breakout. Cliff holding back, pullbacks towards, let's say, 23.66 or that 25, and continued momentum on up. We'll see if these steel names can catch those bids and get right back on up moving. Like always, guys, smash the like. Let's keep it going here, and I'll see you guys on live training with Benzinga tomorrow. Until then, let's keep it going, guys. Enjoy the market. Realize it's not always one direction, and we got to build our skills, whichever it may be. Short side, long side, I think you got to definitely take a look and learn from other traders. Maybe if you don't know how to short, this is the time that you start learning and testing your shorting abilities. I'll see you next time. Smash that thumbs on up. Let's keep it going.